The moment psychology and money both appear in the title of a book, any non fiction book reader would be salivating with this title, and so was I. There's a lot to pack away from this book. If I had to drive something simple, it would be save as much as you can for no reason at all, for as long as you can, so that you ride with risk, sleep with peace, and gain your independence to do whatever the heck you want with your time. Now, just to expand on what I've said right now, the thing over here is that saving is generally seen as having some kind of a goal attached to it, that whether you want to study abroad, whether you want to get married, whether you want to buy a house, whether you want to buy a luxury car, these all are the reasons for saving, generally speaking. But the book over here expounds that saving must not be necessitated by some kind of a need. It has to be done on its own merit. The moment you start saving 70% of your income, 30% is the expense in which you have started to live. Let's say you live for only 30% of your income in the next 10 years. So, for the next 10 years, the 70% of the money which you have not spent will compound, and it will give you some kind of an independence. Look very deeply. The moment you have started spending just 30% of your income, your expense calendar, your expense capacity, and your expense nature changes. So now you don't need 100, you need 30, which goes on to say that you can live almost like 3 years after earning for 1 year. Now obviously this is just giving you some kind of a general idea. There are lots of financial assumptions over here, that there are interest rates, then there are inflation and all those things. But keeping those things aside, just having a back of the envelope calculation, if you spend like 30% of your income, essentially if you earn 1 year, you can spend it for 3 years. One more thing the book stresses on the fact is that if you keep your money for as long as you can, then only compounding kicks in. And ultimately, if you think this is not a very novel thing which the book has touched upon, this is known to all the people in the investment community. If you hold your money for long, it will automatically ride all the ups and downs of economic and business cycles, and you will generate good amount of returns. Now there's one more thing which the book expounds on, and that is, if your time is in your control, this is a kind of wealth. Now let me expound on what I'm trying to say. That let's say you have time in your hands, and your time is something which is not really governed by someone else's needs, right? So a good line from this book is, ability to do what you want when you want with who you want for as long as you want is priceless. So this is what gets bought when you have some kind of a control over your time, and this only comes when you have good amount of savings and when you only spend very little of your income every year. One more thing is, you have to survive to succeed. You can only get the effects of compounding if you stay at the game for long, and for that you need to have sufficient money which you will have at your disposal with very limited amount of risk. That's the idea, that you need some kind of a money always to survive and always to be at your investments. The moment you go out of the investment game, go out of the money game, take out money from an asset, you don't survive, and the moment you don't survive, you don't get the rewards of compounding. Also, the book says about market volatility as some kind of a fee for getting the compounded returns. And it explains that people generally view market volatility as some kind of a fine, and they don't like market volatility. But the idea here is, you don't get something for free, and people generally have this belief that in investment you get returns for free. You don't get it for free, you get it at the cost of market volatility, which means that your money, your asset can grow from 100 to 200, but it can also come down to 60, 70, 30 the next day. Then again it can go to 1000. So you see, the market volatility is the cost which you pay for compounding, for returns, and so on, all the good things about money. If you start earning more, your aspirations start increasing and there's no end to it, because if your aspirations keep on increasing with your income, you will never reach your financial independence, or you will never reach a stage of your life where you feel that you have enough. If you would like more book reviews, do leave your comments in the comment box, and also don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and give this video a like if you found it useful.